Welcome back to Melbourne 22. Now, how about that amazing Made in Melbourne package there?
I know. I can't believe that Melbourne had the first feature made kind of ever.
You're into film.
I am into film.
What's happening with your film career at the moment?
Oh, well, at the moment, and I'm not sure if I can say this yet, but the Made in Melbourne...
But she will.
I will, that's right. The Made in Melbourne Film Festival has just said that this film that I did last year is kind of their big feature film for their festival. So
Amazing.
Called Bound by Blue. It's going to be amazing.
You can stay tuned with everything that Kate's doing as well on her Twitter. Have you got your Twitter handle? What's that?
Yes, it's Kate Camisso. Kate's with a C and Camisso is with double M and double S.
Yes, and she's also on Instagram.
Yay.
I'm on Twitter. It's at Aaron Mac, AARONMACC. And I'm on Instagram, McCarthy Aaron. So website, you can all find it out there. Just give it a Google.
It's in there somewhere.
And you'll find it all there. So that's where we're at with social media, at least.
Well, so, Mr. Host Extraordinaire, what do we have in store now?
Well, if you must know, each week we put a question to the public. Only the best responses make the cut.
Ah, I see. The good old Vox Pops. Or Vox Populi, as they're formerly known by.
French, are they?
I just know the word.
Show off. Well, this week we asked, what's your favourite song?
There's so many of them, I wouldn't be game to pick one, because I'll insult someone.
Closing Time by Sonic. Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
Fire by Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh wow, I have way too many to choose.
Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day.
All-time favourite would probably be Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division.
I'd Come For You by Nickelback.
I'll call The Rose by Amanda McBroom.
Something by the Wombats or Skyway Avenue by We the Kings. I like the song.
What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner.
Summer of '69.
What's love got to do with it?
I love that. Now, I am sceptical to ask this, Aaron, but what is your favourite jam?
Oh, well, that guy totally stole mine right at the start.
He
Closing
did.
Time, Semisonic. I love Closing Time. And I'm not just saying that
You're
because
just
I
stealing
couldn't
it off
think of...
somebody else.
He stole it off me!
Do you know what my favourite jam song is? When I'm really trying to be revved up for something.
It's Bar Bar Black Sheep.
It's not Bar Bar Black
She was
Sheep.
just singing it in the breakout.
It is not.
No.
It is Call Me by Blondie.
Call
You know,
Me.
when it's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I won't sing.
Don't, please.
No, sorry about that. Well, while we're on the topic of favourite music, what are your thoughts on buskers?
Oh, I love buskers.
I love buskers too.
I
Sometimes
love
I just want to go
buskers.
for a walk out in the city just to see buskers.
I love it. You know what? I just think like music is universal language,
Yep.
and everyone is just so different with the instruments they play and their voices and the things they use. Some of the things that people are using
And
for
how they
instruments.
just make it so unique and different and put their own spin on everything.
Love
Earlier
it.
this week, we went out and we interviewed some of Melbourne's premier buskers.
Melbourne is a sophisticated cultural city that encourages local and international artists to express themselves artistically. They are able to share their talent, stories and passions with people. You can walk down any street in Melbourne and you will likely stumble across someone filling the streets with soothing, peaceful tunes, or an exciting interactive show that brings the whole street to a standstill.
Guys, get out on the streets and start getting your stuff out, your CDs, your name out there. You'll get people coming to shows all over the place. So we just went to City Hall, just got a busking permit. You need to have that for 6 months to get onto Burke Street.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, so you got to be lucky that you get a good spot. It wasn't really hard for us to get in, I don't know. They just said, yeah, that's fine.
You always get a spot.
Refine your act. Just keep on working on your act, make it more and more interesting. You got to make it entertaining. It's got to be visually exciting, and you got to get people's attention.
So you got to do the audition, and then once you've done the audition, you can go every Wednesday. You have to go to a meeting and get the spot allocated. It's very interesting, those meetings. All the buskers from Melbourne in the one room, vying for the top spot. the tipping has never really been our main priority. We've never really gone for the money in the case at all. It's always been CD sales. Because that's why we do this, to get our name out there, to get more CDs too.
It really depends. You have a good day, you have a bad day. I don't know. You can earn $10, you can earn, I don't know, 200.
Busking is my full-time job. Yeah, one of the big challenges is keeping yourself motivated. I think a lot of buskers come and go, and you need to have a genuine passion and a genuine interest in music. At the end of the day, it's about connecting with people.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wasn't that so interesting?
It was, and it just shows you how much amazing talent is out there in our town at the moment. I mean, the culture with busking in Melbourne is insane. Here to talk to us a little bit further about it is our good friend Joe Oppenheimer. Joe, how you going? Welcome.
I'm going well. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming.
That's all cool.
How long have you been involved with busking yourself?
Well, longer than I've been in Melbourne, which is about 2 years. So I think I started doing it really when I was traveling with my brother around America, Europe. As a great way to meet people. We'd rock up in towns, set up the guitar. I remember we set up in our first day in Germany and made €100, which made the hot springs just last for weeks. It was awesome.
It was brilliant. And can you tell me, because I imagine there is just so much public around you, what's the funniest or most embarrassing or weirdest kind of experience you've had out there?
Oh, there's been some strange ones. Strange things happen, especially setting up in the CBD.
Yeah, right.
I remember setting up one time next to the Hungry Jacks and having a sort of, I think she was homeless. It's hard to tell if she was just a bit rough around the edges. But lady, take the microphone and basically give us her full rendition. I didn't know all the lyrics of Lover, 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 you don't treat
Sonia
me no good
Dana,
no more.
right.
I didn't know how heartfelt the verses were to that song until she delivered them.
Wow.
And then in diva style, decided to plow on through all our greatest hits, Hallelujah and everything else.
Did she make you some good money?
Oh, look, she made us some good crowds, but
Yeah.
no, she didn't make us good money. But
People were too captivated.
we gave her 10 in the end and said, thank you.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
funny.
We need to take control of our stage back
Yes.
now.
Thank you, and move along.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great. I love how excited people get though with buskers. It's just got this, the culture, and colours.
It's an adventure, though, isn't it?
really
Really,
is.
because when you take to the streets like that, anything can happen. It's not like
Absolutely.
working a 9-to-5 job, going into the office, doing your routine.
Yeah.
It's like you're going out on an adventure each time you
Yeah.
do that, and that's what's really cool, because the people you meet along the way, you can walk up to a busker and have a listen and even have a chat in between songs and things like that. You can't just do that with some random person on the street. I mean,
Yeah.
people can, but they think you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. One of my absolute passions is to try and create really relaxed environments on the street. I think it is very tense a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it's with that in mind that I approached the Melbourne busking coordinator, Elizabeth Russell, about starting street gigs, busking gigs.
Okay.
And so currently we're doing that. We're using the idea is that a Melbourne busker can have 2 hours in a spot with their license, and then they've got to move on. But I thought if you set up a nice stage with good speakers, then you might want to actually have that 2 hours take place, and then just get the performer off, get someone else on,
Yeah,
keep the
right.
system
That's so
there.
great.
And keep the
Like a
crowds
big
there as
show.
well.
That's
we've,
brilliant
We've been doing
idea.
that down by South Bank, and there's the grass.
Oh, I
Everyone
love
else is on
that.
the street, sort of like facing people while they walk past, but we've just aimed at the grass, which
I love
works.
it.
Everyone chilling out on the
Yeah.
grass is a lovely
That's
thing to
so
have.
cool. What a great idea. And what's your advice for someone wanting to take their act to the streets?
Ooh, take a friend.
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, getting stuff there, looking after it so you can go and buy a Coke.
Yes.
It really helps to have something to keep the morale up. And I think part of that is if you don't have a friend, then just don't bother if someone's giving you crap. Don't bother if it's really lonely. Just
Yeah.
try and do what you love, even if that means just rolling through your greatest hits.
I guess it teaches you great people skills as well, doesn't it?
It can
You
do.
probably learn a lot by being a busker. Joe, thank you so much for coming in. We really
you.
appreciate you coming along.
No problem.
All right. What's coming up after the break, Moo?
What is coming up after the break, Aaron?
Let's find out.
After the break, we spend 60 seconds with a personal trainer. And later, 7 Year Itch performs their latest single.